Okay. The dangerous rise of men who won't date woke women. Okay. Let's see why it's dangerous to want a woman who's intelligent. Shall we? Alright. The word irrespective means saying or doing something without taking anything else into account. For example, irrespective of the fact that the cost of living has jumped, putting pressure on many people, the government plowed on with Brexit and argued that there would be no real economic impact. Of course, and if you're woke, you'll believe in that. So it is fitting that white man of the moment, with the racism, again, who appeared on BBC's Question Time program and told a BAME audience member that Meghan Markle has not been on the receiving end of racism, before subsequently appearing on the cover of the Sunday Times to tell the world that he does not date woke women. Good! I like this guy now. And then displaying an appalling understanding of history by calling the inclusion of a Sikh soldier in Sam Mendes' film 1917 I can't even talk today. Incongruous. Has irrespective tattooed on his arm. Did you hear that at the back, ladies? Lawrence Fox, who you perhaps only knew as Billy Piper's ex-husband because you've never seen Lewis, does not date woke women. Not sure why that's in quotes. Either woke or you're not. Who he believes are being taught that they are victims. I mean, perhaps, maybe, because that's literally one of the key aspects of wokeism? Just a fucking thought. By the way, in terms of woke being in quotes, it's funny because I swear to God that they are implying what I've been saying for 8 years. You ready for this? So first I'll tell you what I said, and then I'll tell you what I think that they're going for. So I made a video called Backwards SJW Terminology. Watch it. In the video, I talked about how I hated certain terms, how even though the true meaning is the opposite, the word itself convinces unknowing people that you're complimenting them. For example, we call SJWs social justice warriors, which implies to a person that they fight for social justice. We call them woke. Well, woke means that you're awake and aware. That would be a compliment. We call them progressives, saying that they're progressing society. That would be a compliment, right? So even though these people are incredibly stupid, anti-fact, pro-feeling, and are destroying society, literally, we're calling them terms that compliment them and say that you're doing the opposite of what you're actually doing. Now, here's what I think that they're going for and why it relates to what I just said. They put woke in quotes because SJWs at first liked the term woke. They liked it because, hey, you're woke. Oh, well, thank you. I know I'm awake. I know I'm smarter than you. Haha, women are victims, right? They liked being called woke because it's a complimentary term. However, with intelligent people and anti-SJWs using the term to insult them, they're starting to realize, okay, this word is no longer a compliment. So they put it in quotes here to be like, oh no, she's woke, but not that kind of woke. She's the good woke, the woke that you like, okay, so put it in quotes. So that's why I think that what they're trying to go for is what I've been saying this whole time. But no surprise there. Who he believes are being victims, irrespective of whether they are right or not. He thinks that it's institutionally racist to tell the story of the First World War in a racially diverse way. Irrespective of the fact that Sikh soldiers absolutely fought for Britain, and he also believes in white privilege. And he also doesn't believe in white privilege. Yes, because it doesn't exist. Irrespective of the fact that he works in a painfully undiverse industry. So wait a minute. First of all, his industry is actually very diverse, okay? But even if it wasn't, why does his industry represent the whole world? Okay. Was privately educated and comes from a wealthy acting family which is nothing short of a dynasty. Fox is denying racism and sexism, irrespective of whether or not they exist. It's nothing short of gaslighting. It's all very Donald Trump. Yes, it's all very factual, and we don't like that anymore. Why did I say anymore? We haven't liked facts since 2012. Fox is denying racism and sexism. Good. Irrespective of whether or not they exist. Can you please stop saying irrespective? It's nothing short of gaslighting. It's all very Donald Trump. And as you would expect, the whole debacle has lit a fire under anti-woke poster boy Piers Morgan while gaining Fox thousands of extra Twitter followers. Since when is Piers Morgan the anti-woke poster boy? Like, yeah, he's anti-woke, but he's not like the poster boy for it. Pretty much anybody with a functioning brainstem and an IQ over like 60 is anti-woke. Anyway, I could go over all the things he said. I could use data to prove how wrong he is. But you won't! Because you actually can't. I could express concern for his mental health. After all, who really enjoys arguing on Twitter? I feel like I should point out that Twitter is literally where woke people hang out. Do you understand what you're saying? You are defending wokeness while insulting the very people that you're trying to defend. The woke mob that you are supporting are literally the people on Twitter. So you acknowledge that people on Twitter are stupid, and they are, but that you are defending woke people. Now, granted, yes, I know ever since the inclusion of Elon Musk, Twitter is much less woke now, but we're talking about Twitter overall, okay? Oh my god. The unawareness. I could make jokes about his behavior, but all of that would be too seriously miss the point. The point is that you can't do it because you just don't know how. There's nothing funny about the things Fox, or Wokey McWokeface, as he now wants to be known, is saying. It's also not particularly sad. It's dangerous. He is one very privileged man, and as a result of said privilege, he has been given a platform, and he has used that platform to legitimize a bigger backlash against diversity and progress, which is unfolding every single day in less public corners of the internet. I'm sure it is. Not wanting to date woke women, far from being laughable, it's a pretty bad joke, is actually one of the more insidious aspects of it. Are you going to tell us why it's at some point I'm hoping that this article will explain why not dating dumb people is a bad thing. Spend an afternoon on any major dating app and you'll come across generally white, oh look, racism again, men saying openly sexist and misogynistic things. Give me one example. No, nothing? Okay. They might say no psychos. So now to not want to date a psycho is a bad thing and is somehow sexist. So hang on a second though, wait a second. If you're saying that by saying no psychos is a sexist thing, are you implying that all women are psychos? Okay, let's continue reading. I just have to keep making you look stupid, that's all. Okay. Or that they fucking hate big eyebrows. Oh, right, of course. So now having a personal physical preference is also sexist. Right, I forgot about that. You know. Remember, if it's fat women, fat is beautiful. But if you're a fat man, you're still ugly. Welcome to modern fucking day. And, by and large, they also tend to hold extremely right-wing views and see themselves as victims of liberal thinking. So, look, I've made so many videos on this. What the fuck do I need to say? If anybody new is watching this video, please go back through my channel and watch videos that relate to stuff like this. But to give you a summary for the 200th time, I don't fucking know. I've lost track. Okay, remember, SJWs think that any fact is a right-wing talking point. That's what they believe, okay? But a few facts that SJWs don't like is things like Black Lives Matter does not actually care about black people. The mainstream media is dishonest. Women are not victims. Men are far more oppressed than women are. There is not 1,000 genders. Conservatives are being censored on the internet. This is a fact. I don't care what you fucking say. It is a fact. It's been proven over and over and over again. And so on. Which means that we are victims of liberal thinking. White men are the most oppressed class in the modern world. That is a fact. I don't care what you fucking say. That is a fact, and I've already proved it in many past videos. It is a fucking fact. I don't care how you fucking feel. White men are the most oppressed class in modern day. And I will say that again. White men are the most oppressed class in modern day. I can give you literally 200 examples. I literally have a video called White People Are Under Attack. Go fucking watch it. But to give you one right now, men, specifically white men, are literally blamed for every single problem that goes on in the world. How can you possibly imply that white men are the most privileged when we are literally treated the worst and blamed for every single problem that happens on the entire planet? Just a little newsflash for you. Privileged people are not usually blamed for everything. Men also make up the majority on all suicide and workplace deaths and homelessness, unemployment, mental problems, everything. Men and white men are the most oppressed class. White women are the least oppressed class. You cannot name one legal oppression that women have. Not even one. And remember, if you do try, it has to be an actual fact. You can't just be like, oh, well, one day I was walking outside and there was a man behind me and I thought he was following me, therefore I'm oppressed. No, fuck off. Okay? Anyway. Whew. In fact, as I was writing this, a dear friend sent me a screenshot of a guy she just matched with who describes Jordan Peterson as his dream dinner guest. Jordan Peterson is smart. And by the way, I do love how over the last few months it's become like a meme to attack Jordan Peterson. But yet, if you were to ask somebody, can you name one thing Jordan Peterson said that was factually incorrect? They all just go, well, he believes men are oppressed. But they are. Yeah, but you can't say that, okay? Jordan Peterson's... Anyway, fuck off. Yes, the same Jordan Peterson who thinks that white privilege is a Marxist lie. Because it is. And wants millennials to drop their obsession with social justice. Because we should stop ruining society, perhaps? I, meanwhile, recently had to block someone who, after matching with me, launched into a vile rant about how women are evil and only want sex and treat men as though they are disposable. I wonder why. I wonder why men are being treated as if they're disposable. Do you think maybe it could be because we literally fucking are? In modern day, men are viewed as nothing more than wallets and people with jobs to take care of you. That's it. That's all men are. We live in a society, and check the facts, stupid. We live in a society... Watch my videos, stupid. We live in a society where women get unconditional love, and so do children. Women get love, praise, acceptance, encouragement, just for existing. Fat women are told they're beautiful. If a woman doesn't have a job, she's just told, no problem, get a man with a job. However, a man, if he doesn't have a job, he's called a deadbeat. If he is not able to see his kid, he's also called a deadbeat. Even if he's working, but it's part-time, he's saying he's told he's not working hard enough. If he shows emotions, he's being called weak. But if he doesn't show emotion, he's being called emotionally unavailable. Men are more oppressed than women, and we are being fucking abused. So, stick it up your fucking ass. The facts have spoken over top of your stupid fucking brains. So yes, overall, men are disposable. We literally don't matter if we have nothing to offer. Here is the fucking truth. Women will always be considered as having something to offer as long as they look nice. Keep your weight down, wear some makeup, brush your hair, you're fucking done. But if a man is not 6 feet tall, has a good job, lots of money, his own apartment, has maintained everything about his life and himself, his personal life, his home, his family, his friends, everything. If he fails in one regard, he is disposable and thrown to the street and told to go live in the back seat of his car because, as also proven, there are more, and when I say more, there's a lot more, homeless shelters for women, even though most homeless people are men. Eat my dick. When I asked him if he hated women, he replied that he had only moderate disdain for us before asking me whether I didn't want to date him because I'm actually pretty rough. Yeah, I'm sure you're very rough. All of this, of course, speaks not only to the presence of the very active online communities of anti-feminist incels. Yeah, because anybody who is anti-feminist, anybody who talks about statistics has to be an incel, but to the prevalence of the hideous and incorrect ideas they promote. Should I even bother asking if you can name one incorrect idea that's anti-feminist? But to be honest, I actually want to finish this video before decomposing, if you don't mind. Okay? It doesn't take magical thinking to see how men are radicalized by anti-feminism. As the saying goes, when you're used to privilege, equality feels like oppression. Hey, women. To any woman who believes in this, and I'm not, not any woman who believes in this, can we please increase the suicide rate for women to 80%? Go ahead, leave me a comment. I'll wait. Can we increase the female suicide rate to 80%? Because you want equality, right? So it's time for you to lose your privileges and see what it's like to be a man. Increase your suicide rate from 20% to 80% and decrease the men's suicide from 80% to 20%. And then we'll see how you feel about equality. Motherfuckers. I hate these fucking bastards. The reactionary influence of these ideas does not stop at dating, though. As the campaign group Hope Not Hatred report last year, a hostility towards feminism is feeding directly into far-right movements online. Yep, that's right. If you believe in stats, if you believe that men are oppressed, if you want to help men not kill themselves, you are a far-right neo-Nazi, Alex Jones-loving conspiracy theorist right-wing Nazi. It's the same shit. It's the same shit with these fuckers. They never fucking stop. They never stop. They found that a third of young British people today believe that feminism is marginalizing or demonizing men. This is a literal fact. This is a fucking fact. Warned that these beliefs were a slip road to other far-right ideas. Eat shit. This isn't just speculation. We know that the number of far-right referrals to British government's de-radicalization scheme prevent has dramatically increased recently. In the year from 2017-18, they jumped from 36%, while referrals for Islamic actually decreased by 14%. Right now, Lawrence Fox, whether he realizes it or not, has just landed the biggest part of his life. He is legitimizing hatred and division. And for anybody who has a brain out there, you would know that division is actually caused by the things that you psychopaths support. For example, if you support BLM, you are actually promoting division. Because if you're so fucking stupid that you don't know how the world works, let me explain it to you. The mainstream media spends all of their time demonizing white people and calling black people victims. The smart people are saying to themselves and trying to tell others, actually, no, the stats show that you as a black person have more opportunities than I do because of affirmative action and many other things. And then, because people have been brainwashed by the media, they get into wars with the intelligent people. And then the feud actually progresses. You know, if you ask a dumb person, why are race relations actually worse now than they were 20 years ago? They are, by the way. They would say, oh, because of the increase in right-wing fucking racist. No, stupid. The actual reason why race relations is worse now than it was in like 2008, for example, is because the mainstream media, through their lies and manipulation and things with Black Lives Matter and all that kind of stuff, and demonizing white people while calling black people victims, they deliberately pinned you against each other. They wanted black people to hate white people and white people to hate black people. There is no racism. It's imaginary racism that you were convinced is real, and now you hate white people because of it. White people are demonized in every corner. White people are demonized in school because of classes like critical race theory. White people are demonized on TV, in video games, in movies, in society, in everything. Everything. And eventually, when you demonize white people like us consistently every fucking day while saying that blacks are the victims, eventually we're going to get very angry and frustrated and pissed off and lash out. And then when we do lash out, you call us violent. And then when black people are actually being violent, you say that they're being peaceful. If you genuinely can't tell that despite there actually being the lowest racism rate in history, that's a fact too, despite us currently having the lowest real racism rate in history, in all of history, but as to why we talk about it more than ever, it's because you've been manipulated and lied to by the mainstream media, politicians, and what you see on TV and stuff like that. Fucking amazing. Now this one's funny. The far right itself can be difficult to pin down. Oh, I wonder why. Here's yet... I might have to edit inserts into my video here to show you what videos I'm, referencing. But I have another video where I fucking talk about this exact same thing. The reason why it's hard to pin down is also because of you fucking idiots. Again, you call anybody who speaks facts a far-right winger. It's kind of like how Nazi has lost all meaning, because a Nazi is somebody who killed Jews. But by calling anybody who speaks facts a Nazi in modern day, you've completely destroyed the word and taken away its meaning. The exact same thing applies to far-right conservative. A conservative is not just anybody who tells the truth. that hurts your feelings. A conservative is not just anybody who's anti-feminist or anti-BLM, you stupid fuck. So, because of you destroying all the meaning from the word, you've made it harder to pin down which ones are actually far-right and which ones you just call far-right. So once again, by all means, blame white people as you do, but it's actually your fault. Because it isn't exactly a coherent global movement with a concrete set of ideas. The funny thing is, it actually is. But as I just explained, you've destroyed the meaning and just threw it around like confetti. So no, right-wingers didn't destroy the meaning, you did. It largely exists online, in Facebook groups, as Twitter accounts, on YouTube, and anonymous messages boards such as 8chan. That was 4chan. But every now and then, their bile spills out dangerously into the offline world, and you're still not going to tell us what they say, are you? In 2016, the Labour MP Joe Falk was murdered by far right-wing terrorist Thomas Mayer, and Steve Scalise was shot by a fucking left-winger. Like, what the fuck? Who, 25 years before he killed her, told a far-right magazine that the white race faced a long and very bloody struggle, and it was 8chan that hosted the manifestos of 3 mass shooters who killed scores of people last year. Sure, let's talk about that fact for a minute. Yes, most mass shooters are white. But every other crime is mostly committed by black people. Fuck off. I'm not going to let you get away with this. Who left 20 people dead and many more wounded only a couple weeks ago. The Poway shooter who opened fire at a synagogue in California last April, and the Christchurch shooter who killed 51 people in New Zealand last March. When an attack on home soil causes cultural paroxysms that have nothing to do with the attack, when we respond to real threats to our nation by yada yada yada, I don't fucking care. And when we blame our frailty in fifth columns feminists, in short, when we base our security on mythical male strength that can only be increased itself against a mythical female weakness, we know that we are exhibiting... What the She added, this woman's stupid. When the enemy has no face, society will invent one. When the enemy has no face, society will invent one. You mean like how racism is at its lowest point ever, but yet we fucking talk about it because the mainstream media pushed it to be invented again? You mean like how BLM has been proven to not give any money to black communities and hasn't helped at all, but instead the founders of BLM took the money and bought homes for themselves, mansions and cars and whatnot, and then it was masked and invented that that BLM cares about black people? You mean that? You mean that? You mean that? You mean that? Okay, you mean that? Yeah. For men like Fox who feel they have been wronged somehow because of everything white people go through the last 10 years, that they are missing out on opportunities because, for once in history, they are being given to other people. Women and people of color become the enemy. I love this article. It's amazing that a person can be this stupid. Make no mistake, the far right is already capitalizing on Fox's words, gassing him up, and turning him into an icon. He has added to the backlash anxiety. Every time he is invented onto a TV radio show talking about it, that oxygen will cause the backlash to burn hotter and faster, irrespective of whether or not we're watching or not. It's important not to trivialize this anti-woke, anti-women backlash. And in the end, it's only by paying attention to it that we can understand it and do something about it. Yes! And just keep, one day... Come on, all you snowflakes. If you just keep pushing, telling white people that they're the devil and telling white men that they're the devil, one day we can get that suicide rate from 80% up to 100%, and there'll be no more men, and then we'll still say that women are the victims. Fuck you bastards.